We see these massive factories and power plants all the time, right? But have you ever really stopped to think about what it takes to actually build one? I mean, behind the scenes, there's this incredible, precise process that we just never get to see. Well, today we're going to pull back that curtain on one of the most crucial parts of it all, installation. Let's dive in.
Okay, so picture this. You've just bought a brand new 10-ton industrial motor. Awesome. So now what? You can't just, plug it into the wall like a new coffee maker. This is where the real challenge and the real engineering begins.
So the first thing you have to understand is that installation isn't just a task. It's a formal, documented procedure. It's this carefully planned process for setting up everything from giant transformers to massive motors. This is a whole world away from just putting something together. It's more like industrial choreography.
And this is what the engineers and technicians are working from. This isn't some friendly suggestion list. It's a precise blueprint. Every single step we're about to walk through is a critical part of a much, much larger and meticulously planned operation.
The machine's whole journey really begins the moment that truck pulls up to the site. So this is part one, the arrival, and it's all about managing that critical handoff from transit to the worksite.
The initial procedure is all about logistics and, well, extreme care. First, the equipment has to be unloaded. We're talking massive cranes and expert riggers here. Then it gets moved to a secure, temporary storage spot. And this is critical. It gets inspected right there on site for any damage that might have happened on its trip over. And here's why that's so incredibly important. This isn't just about moving a heavy box around. This first phase is the first major quality control checkpoint. Catching even a single problem here can save literally millions of dollars and prevent a catastrophic failure down the road.
Okay, so the machine has arrived safely, it's passed inspection, and now it's time to prepare its permanent home. And that brings us to part two, the foundation. Think about building a bookshelf at home, right? You find a spot that's pretty level, maybe you slide a little piece of cardboard under one corner and you call it a day. Well, now, scale that up exponentially. For our 10-ton motor, we're not just finding a level spot, we are building one from scratch, engineered to withstand immense forces for decades. And this brings us right to the fourth official step in our procedure. It's a step that's so important, it basically gets its own dedicated phase in the whole process. The source document says it so simply, to prepare the foundations for it. But don't let that simple phrase fool you. This is a massive undertaking. We're talking serious civil engineering, pouring immense amounts of reinforced concrete and making absolutely sure it's perfectly cured to support incredible weight and constant vibration. With the foundation finally set, we move into the last and, honestly, the most delicate phase of the physical installation. This is where all that brute force gives way to microscopic precision. This is part three, the art of alignment. You see, everything we've talked about so far, the careful unloading, the detailed inspection, that massive foundation, it has all been leading to this one single thing. We're talking about a level of precision measured in fractions of a millimeter. It's all about precision. So, the final two steps bring it all home. First, the equipment is fixed, basically bolted down, onto that solid foundation. But the job isn't done. Oh no. The real art is in step 6, checking the leveling and the alignment. This is what makes sure all the moving parts spin perfectly true without creating any dangerous stress or vibration. Just think about that phrase for a second, to check the leveling and alignment of the machine. This one action is the absolute culmination of the entire process. If the alignment is perfect, you get efficiency, you get a long life, you get safety. If it's even a tiny bit off, you get rapid wear and tear, wasted energy, and eventually catastrophic failure. It is that critical. So, we've walked through all 6 steps, but this isn't just a checklist, right? It's more like a philosophy that governs how complex industrial work gets done safely and effectively. Let's reframe this whole journey from just a list into a set of core principles. So, what's the real takeaway here? Well, a successful installation, it always starts with meticulous logistics. It's built, quite literally, on a rock-solid foundation. And ultimately, it all comes down to that final act of precision. Logistics, foundation, precision. That's the whole story right there. So there it is. The machine is perfectly placed, bolted down, and aligned. It's a masterpiece of potential energy just sitting there. But the journey isn't over, not even close. Now that it's installed, what does it take to actually turn it on?